Days of Our Lives spoilers. Sarah begs Xander to leave Brady alone. Days of Our Lives spoilers see Sarah Horton pleading with Xander Cook Kyriakis to stay away from Brady Black. The hunky Scot can't forgive his nephew for not only mowing down his wife with the car, but also sleeping with his mum, Fiona Cook. However, Dandy Sandy doesn't know the whole truth. Plus, the beautiful doctor may already know that her mother-in-law hit her with her lover's car and let him take the fall. Will the drunken Brit come clean, or will Brady face a long sentence in Statesville prison during the 6th season of the NBC Peacock exclusive? Days of Our Lives spoilers. Sarah Horton pleads with Xander Cook Kyriakis. Ola spoilers report that Sarah Horton, Lindsay Godfrey, tries to convince Xander Cook Kyriakis, Paul Telfer, not to go after Brady Black, Eric Martsolf. In fact, Xander had already gone after his nephew with a Louisville slugger. However, his mom, Fiona Cook, Serena Scott Thomas, burst into the Basic Black office and stopped her son from hurting her younger lover. Days of Our Lives recaps show the Brit confessing to Xander that she's been sleeping with Brady. Further, she begged him to consider Sarah and their daughter Victoria. Dandy Sandy complied this time, but he still boils under the surface. How could Brady Black not suffer for what he did to his wife? Next week on DOL, Sarah begs Xander Cook to steer clear of Brady. She knows it won't do any good. Attacking Brady would only provide a temporary release of his anger. But does Sarah Horton know more than she lets on? Did she recall that Fiona Cook was driving the gray sedan that fateful night? Days spoilers. Does Sarah recall the driver? Days of Our Lives spoilers wonder if the medicine woman knows that Xander Cook Kyriakis' mother was driving the car the night of the hit and run. Further, recently, the doctor went under hypnosis to remember the night in question. However, she claims that the driver was still a blur. Yet, many clever DOL fans noticed the look on Sarah's face when she was in Dr. Marlena Evans's Deidre Hall office. She told the renowned psychiatrist she still can't remember who was driving, but the look in her eyes may have revealed that Sarah knows that Xander's mom was behind the wheel. Further, she may be waiting for the right time to confront her mother-in-law. The injured woman wants Xander to rebuild his relationship with Fiona. Days of Our Lives viewers could be right. Perhaps the paralyzed woman intends to get the Brit to come clean on her own. Stay tuned to the Peacock Sudzer to find out. DOL spoilers. Will Brady Black go to prison after all? Many Days of Our Lives fans think Brady may still be tried and imprisoned under the new district attorney. Will Xander Cook Kyriakis ever learn that his dear mom ran over Sarah Horton? The truth must come out before an innocent man suffers any further on the long-running soap opera. Sarah Horton's recall of the accident is critical. Does she remember that her friend was not the driver? Will she use that information as leverage to force a confession from Fiona Cook on DOL? Watch for Sarah Horton's conversation with Xander Cook Kyriakis on Days of Our Lives next week. Will he leave Brady Black alone on the Peacock Sudzer? In the sun-soaked town of Salem, where love and betrayal swirl like the ocean tides, Sarah Horton finds herself at a crossroads. The weight of her heart's desires clashes with the realities of her entangled relationships. And at the center of this emotional tempest is Xander Kyriakis and Brady Black. As the morning sun filters through the window of the Horton house, Sarah sits at the kitchen table, a cup of coffee forgotten beside her. She's been replaying the recent events in her mind, her thoughts spinning like a carousel. The love she once felt for Brady seems like a distant memory, overshadowed by the tension between the two men who hold her heart captive. Xander, her fiery and unpredictable partner, is relentless in his pursuit of vengeance against Brady. He feels betrayed by his rival's past actions, igniting a primal need to protect Sarah and reclaim what he believes is rightfully his. But as Sarah watches Xander spiral deeper into his obsession, she knows she must intervene. "Xander," she says softly, her voice steady despite the storm brewing in her heart. He looks up from his phone, his brow furrowed with a mixture of frustration and determination. "We need to talk." "About what, Brady?" He scoffs, a hint of disdain lacing his tone. He deserves every ounce of what's coming to him. "Do you even hear yourself?" Sarah's eyes flash with concern. This isn't just about him. It's about us. Xander leans back, crossing his arms defiantly. You think I'm just going to let him walk all over us? He hurt you, Sarah. He needs to pay. Yes, he did. But I've moved on. You need to too. Her plea hangs in the air, heavy with the weight of their shared history. The moments of joy and laughter are buried beneath the shadows of past grievances, and Sarah feels the need to protect what they've built together. What do you want me to do? Xander's voice softens, and for a moment, the hard exterior cracks. Just forget about what he did. Pretend like it never happened. No, she says, her voice firm but gentle. But I want you to focus on us, on our future. This obsession with Brady will only tear us apart. The kitchen falls silent, the tension thick enough to slice through. Xander's jaw tightens, and Sarah can see the internal battle raging within him. He wants to protect her, to prove his love, but at what cost? I can't just sit back and watch him take what's mine. Xander finally replies, the fire in his eyes reigniting. You mean more to me than anything. I won't let him come between us. I'm not some prize to be won, she shoots back, her frustration boiling over. I'm a person with feelings, and right now I'm scared. Scared of what you're becoming. Xander takes a step closer, his expression shifting from defiance to vulnerability. Then help me understand. Help me figure out how to make this right. Sarah reaches out, taking his hand in hers, grounding them both in that moment. We make it right by putting our love first. By choosing each other over past grudges. Brady may have hurt us, but he doesn't own our future. Her words seep into his heart, and for the first time, Xander begins to see the truth in her plea. The past cannot be rewritten, but their future is theirs to mold. You're right, he finally concedes, the tension in his shoulders easing. I'm afraid of losing you. You won't lose me, she assures him, squeezing his hand. But if you keep this up, you might push me away. Let's confront this together. As the day unfolds, the couple finds a new resolve. They sit together on the couch, discussing their dreams and fears. With every conversation, they weave a tighter bond, one that can withstand the tests of time. But unbeknownst to them, Brady is also plotting his next move. He's aware of Xander's volatility and the emotional game at play. As he stares at his reflection in the mirror, he thinks of Sarah. She's the one who got away, but he's not ready to give up on her just yet. Meanwhile, in a secluded corner of the town, Brady meets with an old ally seeking advice. Xander is dangerous, he admits, his voice low. I can't let him drag Sarah into his vendetta. I need to protect her. Then you need to act fast, his ally replies, a knowing smirk on his face. Xander won't back down easily, but neither will you. What are you willing to do to win her back? Back at the Horton house, Sarah and Xander are lost in their own world, discussing everything from their favorite memories to their dreams for the future. The intimacy between them grows, and the bond feels unbreakable, yet the shadows of their past linger. I know Brady's not going to just accept this, Sarah says, her voice tinged with apprehension. He's going to fight for what he thinks is right. Let him, Xander replies, a fierce determination in his eyes. I'm not backing down, not now that I finally know what I want.